Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. Sorry. Happy New Year. I hope you have a nice weekend. Well, weekend has been a weekend, but also New Year's and Christmas celebration. And yeah, this video is gonna be a bit of a mix of stuff. It's gonna be a little, as you see from the title, it's gonna be a little book haul. I got a few books, some for Christmas and some by myself after Christmas. And then it's also going to be a January TBR. I'm not going to do a own video because, well, you'll see when I come to it. And I'll also do, I feel like it was something else. Book haul, January TBR. Why did I feel like there was supposed to be 3 things? Yeah, this is why I'm kind of regretting why I don't plan videos. But like, I was so sure I planned to do 3 things. Book haul, January TBR. No? Okay, I suppose that's those 2 things. I suppose maybe I kind of divided book into 2 parts in my head. I think that's what I did. I think that's what I ended up doing. But yeah. So first we're gonna do let's do the book haul first. Because why not? So for Christmas I got this nice little bag. And my sister gave it to me. Or made it also, I'm pretty sure. Pineapple on it because I love pineapples, and also Chuck, and also from Psych. So yeah, love both those series. So yeah, I can like do whatever I want with it, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use it as a so it's a map as a purse for toiletries. So if I'm going away, I'm gonna use it for toothpaste and stuff like that. But inside is a gift card for a bookstore in Norway. Well, sorry, bookstore. A store here in Norway that it has a lot of books, yes, but I would say in a way it's more like a fandom store because they focus mainly on fantasy and science fiction. So you have board games, you have role-playing games, you have Lego, you have merchandise like Disney merchandise, T-shirts. Like I bought this one here and there, and yeah. But they also they have a lot of books. Well, depending on which one you go, it's a franchise in Norway, and like depends on where you go, which one you go to, which one has better selection, at least in my head. Like the one in Oslo, it just got a new location. I've talked about it in the fall, and they have like a lot of urban fantasy, which I more gravitate towards, while the one close to me has more high fantasy, which I enjoy, but I like the urban more. And yeah, so and it's a pretty big a gift card on it, so that's cool. It's nice to have. And then I got a few books. You know what? Wait a moment. I'm back. So something couldn't find one of the books, which found it. And yeah, then in addition to the gift card, I got 3 books. I got Meninga med livet, eller Yes So I Can Boogie by Are Kalve. As you can see, this is a Norwegian book. It's a quite short one. Actually, my first video for a year. I finished it on the 1st. And yeah, anyway, it's a book about, so I say movies, no. It's a book about songs that have been hitting charts in Norway. Hidden in charts. That have been number 1 in Norway. And so this guy, Are Kalve, he's a comedian, so he tries to analyze the songs as a way to like think, why was these songs so popular? And some of the songs are actually more popular in Norway than like anywhere else. Like, of course, Norway, as everyone else, we loved ABBA, we loved the Beatles, etc., etc. But like, why would we love the Boy Brown song? Give me one moment. Just gonna check it out. One of those. God, this is annoying. You know what? I'm just gonna go there. Boy Brown by Frank Zappa. So that was a big hit in Norway, and I think that was more or less only it. Like it had some fans in the US, like no one else in the world. So it's kind of interesting to hear about that. And but it's not just about music. It's also about his personal life and the world. And yeah, it's not a huge book, but it was a good one. And honestly, I kind of thought it would be nicer to have it be a bit longer. But then again, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like it needed to be longer. It worked as the length it was. And yeah, as I told you, this was actually my first read of the year. I'm gonna include a little vlogish or talk about what I did also for Christmas. For Christmas I was with my family, and for New Year's I went to be with some friends. I'm vaccinated. It's okay. I took precaution. I went to be with some friends, and we weren't that many. We were all along we were like 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 6 people. We were 6 people. So those friends. Some of them. Well, I spent Christmas. Well, I stayed at their house, and the people I stayed with, they're both of them. Okay, so they're a friend couple. Friend couple is that a word? They're 2 friends who are together, and they're a couple. Is that a friend couple? Well, maybe it's not a word. I'm not sure. Anyway, and both of those people, they have trouble sleeping, so often they sleep a lot longer than I do. Like, I might sleep until 11, but that's rarely. They slept until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I, even though it's Christmas and vacation time, I woke up still like 10, 9. So I woke up and I would read a book. So yeah, on Saturday, the first of the year, I picked up this book and read it during a few hours because it's not a long book, and wanted to kill time. And it was a good book to had to kill time until everyone else was awake. And yeah, so this is the book that started the year with. And yeah, it was a good book. It's not amazing, but it's a good book to start the year, I would say. It's not a bad book. And then I also, I suppose you don't really know, but yeah, I got this for Christmas from one of my sisters, and it was on my wish list, and I love this comedian. I actually met him in the fall because he went to a book meeting. Like, we have book meetings every year, more or less every year, where librarians and also bookstore people, meet the publishers, and they talk about the upcoming books, and also some authors come. And because of this book, he was there, and I got a picture with him, and that was very fun. And then I also got from the same sister, I also got Kattenes Kriminalprotokoll by Jan Terje Raftar. So this is actually, and he's actually originally an artist. He makes pictures of cats and like strange, weird things. He lives close to my sister where she lives. I saw him actually on the news because it's not that common to make huge and fun pictures with cats in them. So he was on the news, and I thought I want one of those for like my birthday next year because I turned a big trio. But yeah, so because of that, I got this for Christmas. And I was kind of thinking, okay, so it's a absurd book around cats that are criminals. Like, it has to be some maybe magical realism or something to it. My sister said, no, it's actually non-fiction. It's actually based on like real life events that happened. That like back in 1800s, 1700s, cats were actually convicted. And it's like, what? What? The world is a crazy place. And also, I'm pretty sure there has to be a cat or maybe a dog that was a mayor in one town in the United States. Like, that's one state, so they're weird. But this happened in Norway. But it's weird and interesting, and very much looking forward to getting this one. And it's not a long book either. It's 103 pages, so it's a quick read. And but I haven't read it yet. Then we have Talk Bookish to Me by Kate Bromley. So this has a little bit of fun story to it, at least in my head. So 2 years ago, because before, in the olden days, when I was young, I'm still young. When I was younger, we had Christmas with family every year, kind of So anyway, obviously, because I have sisters. I mean, Christmas is a family time and all that. But recently, okay, and one of my sisters, she got married maybe 5 years ago now. Yeah, 5 years ago. But she still kind of wanted to spend family with Christmas, family with her Christmas with her own family. And so we still did that until 2 years ago, because that year all my sisters, all of them except me, became pregnant and gave birth. And so I decided, okay, so going forward, maybe we'll change it up a bit. So since then, we've done every other year Christmas. So last Christmas, okay, so Christmas 2020, was with me and my parents, but my siblings went with their in-laws. And then this year, it was the whole family together again. And yeah, and also like, so the thing with this one is 2 years ago when we had our last big Christmas, one of my sisters got many gifts from her in-laws, and like from her in-laws, from her husband, like she got gifts from everyone. I'm sitting there like, why are you getting so many gifts? You're the oldest of the siblings. I mean, shouldn't the youngest get all these? I suppose it's kind of capitalistic and selfish thoughts and all that stuff, but I was like, I was just so jealous. So what I ended up doing last year, I have to say last year, about 2021 now, weird, but you have to do it. I bought this book myself because all the cool books you find at work, wrapped it up and wrote to me from me. Well, okay, I wrote like a nickname for me to myself. So wrapped up, and I bought it, but it's a gift from me to me. A bit silly, but yeah. Talk bookish to me. It's a bookish romance, smart, sassy, and sexy. It says on the cover, and also has dogs in it. So yeah, excited to get this one. I'm pretty sure it's a new book. I think I actually started just likely, and it looks good. Yeah, came out last year, and so yeah, excited to read this when I get to it. Not sure when I'll get to it, but yeah. So that's the Christmas gifts. That's the Christmas bookish gifts. I suppose I could show you other Christmas gifts, but no, I'm just gonna leave it there and that really. Yeah, as I said, for New Year's I went to my friend's house. So I went there last Tuesday and came back yesterday. So we was there all the weekend. We watched some movies together. We played board games. They have a lot of board games, like the range of board games, and yeah, I really like it. Yeah, that kind of made me into board games. You know, like I'm still not as into board games as they are, but I enjoy it. And yeah, it's just a very, and their house is just so relaxing and nice, and they have such a chilled attitude about life, and like we fart and we burp, and like everyone just laughs. It's just yeah, relaxing. At least I think like you don't really have to like, oh god, after holding a fart. No, you just fart all you want. I enjoy it. It makes me see a little bit vulgar and stuff, but I don't know. I really like it at their house. And yeah, so of course I had some books that I brought with me on the trip because I went there by bus. It's 8 hours. I was before I used to take the train. I couldn't find train tickets. I don't really know why. If the train was full, but like then it should have said, "Sorry, these dates, no more tickets for like 10 train tickets." But it didn't say that. It wouldn't let me order tickets for those days. So it was weird. So I ended up getting the bus, but like still like bus train, it's still a long way. I suppose I could have taken the plane, but like plane's expensive. So yeah. So I took the bus. 8 hours. Of course, I had to have some books to read on the way. I bought with me 3 books, thinking that will be fine. Of course, I finished all the books pretty quickly. So on Monday or yesterday, when I went back to my house, I kind of thought, okay, I thought, okay, I'm gonna need to buy some books because I need something on the bus. And yeah, like okay, so my friends, they live close to the capital, but not in the capital. So I went to their house, and then yesterday morning I went to the capital and just went around a bit, and then of course the capital. So it has big bookstores. So I went actually to the bookstore with Outland. So I got most of the books there in that bookstore. Didn't use that one because I didn't bring it with me. But I also went to another bookstore where I found some romance books. I went actually to a bookstore that's another one in chain that I work in. And yeah, let's show you those books. One more thing, I'll show you afterwards. So first we have La Bisonna by Romina Garber. So this is YA, came out last year. It's Argentinian YA. I think it's set in US, so like it's has Argentinian families, like it's YA Latinx, and there's also werewolves. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think so. And yeah, it's just First I heard lots of good things about it, and then I heard some bad things about it. But I was still curious enough that I kind of wanted to, what, I'm gonna buy it. So yeah, it's been a book that I've been curious about, and I found it in paperback. So I love paperbacks. So yeah, and then I'm just gonna there. It's easier. Then I found Wicked of the Heroes by Mike Chan. So usually nowadays I kind of often don't really pick books that I don't really know much about. And I also like a lot of books around the world. It sounds a bit weird. Like when I go to bookstores, often when I look at bookshelves, I only have at least heard of most of the book titles. This one I hadn't heard of, but it's described as For Ragnarok in the book form. I love For Ragnarok. Also, this has uh, superheroes and also people with amnesia, and that just sounds so cool. So I can't afford, I have to buy it. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting to like check this one out because I don't know much about it. Well, I haven't heard much about it. I suppose it's kind of impossible to hear about all the books in the world because there's so many of them. But yeah, and then we have Love Lists and Fantasy Ships by Sarah Grunder Ruiz. This one I actually started and finished yesterday on the bus. And yeah, it was a delight. A very good book. I was about to say it's a romance. It has a romance in it, but I would also say like it's also about like her life. So it's about Jo and her summer with her nieces. The nieces come to spend summer with her, so it's the time, and she's supposed to like do a bucket list before she turns 30. So it's kind of about that list, but it's also about her life, her past, her present. And that sounds a bit like her life. It's not like a heavy book. It's a fun book, but it's not solely a romance book. I would say it's a book about Jo, who she has a romance, but it's also other stuff in it. And yeah, I would definitely check it out. It makes you laugh, makes you smile, makes you think, and yeah. And then we have blah, 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 The Donut Trap by Julie Theo. This is a adult romance. I'm thinking it's a second chance romance because they met originally in college, and yeah, it came out last year. If I'm not completely mistaken, and yeah. Then we have Wench by Maxine Kaplan. So this was actually originally a comic book, but then it was published as a book, as a textbook. What's the opposite of a comic book? Is it just kind of a textbook? A textbook is a curriculum book, isn't it? How would you? I don't know. Please help me if you know. But yeah, this is one without illustrations. But then again, you can't say the opposite of a comic book is a book with no illustrations because some books have pictures in them while not being comic books. Anyway, this is a book set in Middle Ages. It's described as a fierce feminist romp through the adventures of a tavern wench. Like an old classic fairy tale with band of thieves and magical feathers, but with more badass female characters. And I'm very, very excited to read this one. Well, I'm thinking I might also kind of want to read the comic book because I'm thinking they might probably have lots of cool images. But I might buy that one as well. Maybe I'll do that. And yeah, and then that one. Then we have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Knight Fisher. So this is YA, and yeah, it's about baking and defensive baking, and it just sounds so cozy and cute. But also, pretty sure I heard it's supposed to be very funny, and yeah, excited to read it. Then we have The Conductors by Nicole Glover. This is the first in a series. I actually thought it was a standalone, but then I saw the second book, so the series. Well, I suppose maybe it's a companion book, but yeah. And it takes place around like the the underground railway. It's like taking the slaves from being slaves to like running away to Canada and North and all that stuff. But there's also magic in it. I've heard mixed things about it, but kind of again I can't want to read for myself. And I also like because you can't read just books that you had only good things about, because then you won't really read that much, because I don't really think there's that many books that have only praise for them. I mean, there are some, but there's very, very few. And yeah, I'm curious to get to this one, obvious. And then we have just one more book, and it is The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart by Margarita Montemore. This is actually a debut book. Came out last year, and it's about I was supposed to say girl, sounds weird. A woman who every time her birthday comes up, she wakes up in her own body, but in a different decade or in a different year. So like, okay, so she's gonna be walking around being 20, and then tomorrow her birthday, and she's supposed to be for 2021, and then she wakes up and she's suddenly 50. And I'm not quite sure if she lives a whole day as a 50-year-old or a whole year, or like how it works. But yeah, it's kind of some kind of time travel, body switching thing like that. And yeah, time travel, of course, I love it. And yeah, it's supposedly it has lots of good praise at the back here. Yeah. Oh, it's not that much praise in the front, but like it's a debut book. Well, it has some has some praise here as well. And yeah, this concept just intrigues me. I suppose in a way it could like be a very sad book, but it's still supposed to be very fun. So I'm hoping it's fun as well as sad, because I'm guessing it's kind of sad at times. And like kind of reminds me in a way about the Time Traveler's Wife, which was good. I read it a few years ago. I thought it was good, but also sad in ways. But like this, yeah, I think it's gonna be bittersweet, but also funny. Hoping that's how it is. And yeah, so that's the book. And actually, I kind of want to show you one more. Sorry, one more thing. That's it's not a book, but it's something I got for Christmas, and it's book related. It is a jigsaw puzzle with bookshelves. So this is actually a Norwegian illustrationist. She has illustrated a lot of things lately, and last year she kind of decided to come up with a brand, a series of jigsaw puzzles with like beautiful illustrations like this. Well, not all book based, but yeah. And she actually has another book based one. And yeah, I should probably get back to jigsaw puzzling. But yeah, so that's my book haul. And yeah, that's also my talk about Christmas and New Year's. And yeah, so to the last part, of this video, my January TBR. So in general, I don't really sorry. Well, at this point in time, I'm not really sure if there's any January readathons. There might be. I haven't really found like any so far. I suppose I might still find some. But at this point in time, I haven't really planned to do any readathons. But like, if I find anyone, I'll do them. But also, Sorry. But also, so 2 years ago, it wasn't, yeah, actually 2 years ago, it wasn't last year, but a year before that, there was this readathon during the whole January called Get Shit Readathon, where the idea was to like read books that you procrastinate with. So either end a series or a book that's been on your shelf for a long time, or books everyone talked about, or like get stuff that you should have read, or get it read. So I did that, and then I kind of it didn't happen last year, but I kind of decided to go with the theme of that last January, so I'm going to do that as well now. So like January, I'm not really going to have a long pile of books I'm going to show you. It's going to be more like a idea, so it's more like me saying that I'm thinking I'm just going to do like that. So I'm going to pick books that have been in my TBR for a long time. I'm going to pick books that are at the end of series I've been meaning to read for a long time. I'm going to try to finish some books. Yeah, there were a few books. There's a few books last year that I started that I haven't finished. So I'm probably not going to finish them all, but I want to finish some of them. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And then also, as always, I'm going to just kind of decide to pick up stuff as I kind of what I'm in the mood for, really. I suppose, probably gonna do. I might do a video with like goals of 2022. I'm not sure I might do it. But anyway, I'll tell you now. I said to that this year I'm gonna actually do a goal of 55 books. Originally it was 52, and then I kind of upped it because last year I had like the beginning of the year, around March to like May, I was kind of slumpy-ish. There were some weeks where I just read one book, some weeks I didn't read one book at all. And so I thought, you know what? It's not like I have to read 100 books every year or 200 books every year. So I'm gonna say 52 books because that's one book every week. Or I might end up putting a bit up because I actually already read 3 books, so I'm already ahead. Though I didn't really have to move it up, but I did. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have it around that. So I'm not also so if December comes and I've read 100 books, cool. If November comes and I've only read 60 books, I'm not gonna be stressing to get to a goal of 100 books. I'm just gonna think, oh yes, 60. That's 10 above what I planned. Or so it's kind of, in a way, it's me hoping it'll be a bit more relaxing, because I've been slightly stressed in a way last year about reading and getting finished my reading goals. So yeah, I suppose I don't really have to have a exact amount of books I want to read this year. Anywho, not everyone does it, but I don't know. I thought why not? It's instead of doing no books, I'm just gonna do a lower number of books. So yeah. Anyway, I do have some books that I kind of want to read that I kind of generate. It's not like I want to read, not want to read other books, but yeah. So I'm gonna show you some books, and other than that, it's kind of like the general I'm gonna picking up books that I've been procrastinating with, and then series that I either have wanted to finish or start, or it's kind of been. I think that's kind of the theme. I don't really plan to do a theme of lots of, I don't know, historical books or lots of fantasy. Or it's not in a theme based. It's more like any of the books that I've been procrastinating with. So generally, in general. But yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, a little moment. And I'm back. So we have here actually 4 books that I'm thinking I might get this month. I want to show you, and then the rest is kind of gonna be books. But yeah, we have Hexed by Julia Tufts. I actually found this one randomly last year in the, still weird to say last year, about 2021, but yeah, in the bookstore in Outland. This is UK urban fantasy. It's been beloved by Kate Weston, and I love her book. And yeah, it's urban fantasy with witches, so yeah, gotta love that. It's YA, and that's kind of all we need to know. Uh, is it the first in the series? I don't know. Might be. Anyway. And then we have Dead or Alive. Why am I singing that? Dead or Alive? I don't know. But Bicycle Logo Pleasance by Derek Landy. It's a Bicycle Logo Pleasance book. So originally, like, this one came out last year. And originally I thought this was the last book. So I actually did a thing where, like, a lot of other people do, but I don't really do it. I kind of procrastinate it because I don't really read it because I don't want the series to end. But then I saw recently that this is the penultimate book. There's another book coming up this year. So I'm thinking, you know what? I might read this one. It's a chunker. What a chunker. Also, another way, I might not, well, I'll probably not read all it, because honestly, lately, like, when I've been reading and, like, I've been reading this series lately, I'm thinking, like, okay, this is scary, this is scary, this is scary, so I've been skimming a lot of it and skipping quite a few scenes. So, like, I suppose I'm actually, like, reading 80% instead of the whole 100%, but, like, I get the gist of it, and, like, I mean, it's my reading, so yeah. But yeah, I kind of might get this one. Sorry. Then we have Sure I'll be I'll Be Your Black Friend by Ben Felipe. So this is a series of essays. So it's nonfiction about essays about being black in America. It's about being a black friend, a black neighbor, like, yeah, all these different roles black people have, and yeah, and yeah, I started slightly last year, and it was interesting, but, like, also always, like, this lots of books start, and which books I continue with is a throw the dice, but yeah. And then we have Daughter of the Deep by Rick Ryden. This one actually also started, well, I started the foreword of this one. I actually read the foreword. I don't think I've read the book. I don't think I've read, well, introduction. Yeah, actually, yeah, I read the foreword of this one. I have not read the introduction, and I have not either read the first chapter. So yeah, but yeah, it just sounds very cool. It's actually standalone. Rick Riordan doesn't really have many of those, but yeah, this is actually standalone. Like, the time being, he said, like, he might write more in the future, but at this point in time, it's a standalone. And yeah, I'm curious to read it. Yeah, I suppose you could think that I would have thrown this out the window because it won the Goodreads Choice once instead of Amari, who definitely should have won. But yeah, I mean, I'm still curious and I want to read this one. So, and also I'm thinking, like, okay, so he won the Goodreads Choice Awards, so it's probably gonna have some what's the word again? Some buzz around it. Like, I suppose he did have buzz last year, but it's probably gonna have still some buzz. So yeah, I'm thinking that it's probably good to read it so I can talk to customers and people about it. And yeah, and that's, my dear friends, is this video. And yeah, I do know I haven't really posted any best of 2021 videos. I plan to do them. I plan to do them, start them in December, and then kind of didn't happen because December kind of went fast, really. But yeah, I mean, also, like, I kind of feel often like if you do best of 2020, well, sorry, if you do best of this year, best best books or best debut books, best authors, etc., and, like, you do that in beginning of December or middle of December, it's like, well, what happens if you read a very good book at the end of December? I suppose, yeah, some people don't have all the, like, maybe they don't prioritize reading at the end of the year, maybe they, I don't know. But yeah, I read all the time, and some of the books that I ended the year with was amazing. So yeah, I'm happy that I didn't get to them at the in last year. So, and yeah, so yeah, those videos are coming. I also have more anticipated videos coming, and yeah, I have videos on the way, and yeah, I do have quite a lot of videos that I plan to do that I kind of plan to do lots of weeks ago and I haven't done. So hopefully I'll be more in a filming mood, and maybe I'll film a lot of stuff and then have stuff ready. Maybe I'll do that. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.